So busy times on that committee, but you're also on Ways and Means, which is set to release the tax returns of former President Trump. What's the timeline? Can you give us an update when those might be made public?
I think it's going to happen anytime now. I was shocked when we had our hearing, which was last week. We found that the IRS did not comply with its own mandate to conduct its annual audit of the president and the president's tax returns. This is an audit that's been in place since 1977, but they hadn't complied with President Trump's audit. And in fact, they started only one mandatory audit and they didn't complete any of them. Well, we voted then from that hearing to make his tax returns public. But right now they are going through those tax returns and making sure that any private information is redacted, such as Social Security numbers. But I expect them to be made available anytime soon.
When you say anytime soon, can you give us a better indication? Is that days, weeks? And also, since you've seen the documents, do you think that there are things in there that will surprise the American people?
Well, I think it'll be a matter of days. It will be before the end of the new Congress. But actually, what happened was that the chair of Ways and Means can see the documents themselves. Then he gave the report about the documents to us. So we haven't seen the forms themselves, but we have gotten a very excellent summary. As you can see here, there were 2 years in which the president only paid $750 in taxes, and in 2020 he only paid zero in taxes. We got a summary of the red flags in Trump taxes that should have been followed up on, such as claiming mammoth business losses, possibly claiming as business deductions, things that should have been just personal expenses, loans to his kids that really should have been possibly gifts, and therefore he should have paid taxes on those gifts rather than deducting the interest from those loans, and also charitable deductions such as conservation easements on his properties, for which he did not provide substantiation. There are many red flags that we saw, and those should be followed up on.
Can I ask you what you think your assessment of the IRS is right now? Because a lot of folks would look at this, take Donald Trump out of it. If something gets red flagged, if somebody who supposedly makes millions of dollars pays no tax or pays $750 in tax, or there aren't supporting documents for deductions that were taken, the average American look at that and say, listen, I have to pay my taxes every year. I give a big percentage of my income every year. Is the IRS, as it's currently configured and as it's staffed, capable of handling these kinds of what I would call parity issues, of fairness issues?
Fairness is a huge issue right now. Over the last decade, Republicans have starved the IRS of the resources that it needs. As a result, the tax auditors of high-income people have declined by 30%, and the actual audits of high-income millionaires has declined by 70%. So in the Inflation Reduction Act that Democrats passed, we gave $80 billion for the Internal Revenue Service to be able to administer these audits more fairly. And as a result, there will be audits, but of those making over $400,000, those making under $400,000 will not be subject to this increased audit system. And so we believe that this will make things fairer. And also, it will make sure that our government gets the money that it should get from the high income earners of this country. Right now, actually, we've lost $7 billion over this last decade from those who have not paid their taxes.
Congresswoman Judy Chu, pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.